Good morning, everyone. I wanted to share a video of my free Imperial. This is, of course, the second one I've gotten for free. I'm working on cleaning it this morning. It's a work in progress. Obviously, the front will have to be repainted. I used a power washer on it so far. Got a lot of the dirt off of it. Haven't buffed it or anything yet. Obviously, there's some little rust spots. But all in all, I've been cleaning up like the tires. Tires are still decent. Yes, I know you should get new ones. I will eventually. But for just what I am doing right now, which is cleaning and going to get fixed, etc., they're good enough. It's looking pretty good. The gentleman gave me some factory service manuals. As you can see, the paint's in very good shape, more or less, except for those spots on the hood. The front tires, let's see here, the rear tires are Michelin's, and which is interesting. And the front ones are Goodyear. And so obviously I have this trim here that's loose. This is actually loose here. I just put that there for now. I may just glue that on. But yeah, I'm working on cleaning it today. And so I should bring some more updates later today. I'm working on the inside right now. I took down the headliner because it was hanging down and I couldn't even get in. I'm 6'3", so it was very difficult to try to get in. But yeah, I wiped down the steering wheel and the other door panels so far. I'll be working on the seats and the door panel over here, as well as vacuuming it out shortly. The carpet's in very good shape. The leather more or less is in very good shape, except for the front on the bottom here and the bottom on the driver's side. I mean, it's still workable, but it's worn. The guy had set some stuff on it for years in his garage, so I don't think it's from actually a person. I have to unplug the antenna because every time I plug in the battery, it just keeps going on and on and on. But yeah, that's a video update this morning. I know a lot of people are at home, like me, and getting some stuff together. And yeah, so that's the 82 Imperial. It also came with the original title from 1982, 83, when the gentleman paid it off. He bought it brand new in Nebraska and came out from Nebraska. And and it looks like he bought it cash or very close to. He is a union painter. And obviously he ordered the tape player radio. Let me go ahead and open the hood. The dash is in very excellent condition, as well as the steering wheel. The leather's still very good. Like I said, it's just the seat here. That's the bottom part of the seat. The back part's still good. I'm just gonna have to clean it. But the bottom part, I actually found out what took this car off the road. Looking at it, he kept mentioning, he's an older gentleman, and he kept mentioning about Lee Iacocca, and and how he was so pissed that they had put this fuel injection on here and how he couldn't get any parts for it. And he said how he regretted, sorry about that with the camera, how he regretted not getting the carburetor put over to a carburetor. So I found out what happened here, and thankfully none of it's gotten into the intake. But as you can see, I hosed all this down. It was very filthy in here. I'm going to be scrubbing this in a little bit here in the engine compartment. But look here, on the power module, all of the goo is gone, as well as over here on the pump computer. And so clearly that's what took this car off the road. And then he said how he couldn't find any parts. So that makes perfect sense. Luckily, I have several of each thing at home. and it shouldn't be too hard to replace the hydraulic plate there and just swap it out with one of my good ones that I have, that does not have the goo going everywhere. Basically, that's when they're going bad, or the cause of them going bad is usually the goo. Another pretty impressive thing is this still has all of the original Chrysler parts on it, and with the Chrysler sticker. I was looking around the car, even the radiator hoses are the original, and they're actually still in good shape, surprisingly. I think maybe the bottom one's been replaced, but look, even the belt is Mopar, original Mopar, which is pretty cool. The car only has 40-some odd thousand miles on it. I have to plug the battery back in. Obviously the brakes are not working. I'm gonna actually fill up the radiator with some water just to see if it holds anything. But yeah, hydraulic plate, and probably it needs a new fuel pump, and it'll probably be good to go. He also didn't have the clip that goes around the air filter top, which is like completely necessary to make sure that this thing runs. If you don't have that, it doesn't run. So I'm thinking that's also part of the problem. I don't know if the goo came off of here just because of age, which I've seen, or because the car was in use. But either way, I also have a throttle body, a few throttle bodies too. So I have quite a collection because of the Sinatra car. Yeah, so this radiator here is original Chrysler radiator. I'm gonna get a proper battery later on. This one that he got has the terminals reversed, so that doesn't work too well. And I'll put this all back together shortly. I actually have extra ones of all of this if need be. It has basically everything is still together on it, and I'm impressed. He said that he parked it in 1993 and just parked it because he couldn't find any of the parts for it, and which makes perfect sense. And I know a lot of these guys back in the 90s who owned these parked them because they did not have how should I put this? They didn't have access to the parts. So that makes absolutely perfect sense. And so luckily I have several of each extra that we'll try out and see if it works out. Let's see, what else? Oh, the headlights do work. I tried them last night. They open, they close, they run smoothly. Obviously this one sits a little weird, so I'm gonna see what's going on with that. But you know, I mean, all in all, for a free car, it wasn't too bad. Now back here, of course, you see my 81, which of course is the carburetor version. And my Sinatra is still out, finishing up the work on that, so they take their time, which is fine. It has the EFI, and it's running fantastic now. So I'm confident we'll be able to get this one going again, just like with the other one. And now that I know all the little ins and outs of the EFI, it should be a lot easier to get this one going than the Sinatra. Also, this one, compared to my Sinatra, is in better shape. This was not outside. Yeah, I know the paint's worn down up here, but this happens because it's plastic. But this was not outside at all. And so the parts are not all rusty like the other one was, because it was up in the Bay Area and it was also outside. And so what I think is really cool is I love the color combo inside. I think it's really pretty. I like the white with the blue. I haven't tried the power windows yet, but I love the white with the blue. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great color combo. And then he also gave me factory service manuals too. Look at how nice that roof looks. And that's just from a power wash, and I scrubbed it with a brush. I haven't even buffed it out or waxed it yet. So it's in very good condition. I'm pleasantly, except for when I got grease right there, I am very pleasantly surprised how nice of condition that this man kept it all these years. Yeah, it's been sitting, and yeah, there's little things like the trim there, but more or less there's nothing majorly wrong with it. And everything's complete. It's in decent shape. I'm happy that the tires are holding air so we can move it around. Obviously it'll need new tires because those are completely ancient and probably won't last 2 seconds on the road, but well, maybe longer if you drive very, very slowly, but obviously not at any highway speed. So but at least they serve the purpose for now. And then of course back here we have my 81, Imperial, and they're cutting trees today. My 81, of course, has the snowflake wheels. And this 82 I just picked up has the hubcaps, which is pretty cool. Yeah, look at how nice that looks. Isn't that crazy? So I just have to get some of this stuff off the paint here and some of these spots and buff it out a little bit. Probably take out some of these scratches. But yeah, just basically from sitting. And you guys saw the pictures yesterday, so it was in his carport. And I'm still cleaning this window here, but it was in his carport. And well, which was a garage. And then during the last California rains a couple weeks ago, he had the garage collapsed, and the beam fell right on top of where the car is at, and it hit the cabinet. So that's why he ended up wanting to sell it, because he needs to get his garage rebuilt and needed the car out of the way, and didn't even know where to start with it, which I understand. The EFI system is different, and if you don't have access to parts, you know, it's impossible to fix. So anyway, just thought I'd give you guys a morning summary. I'm hopefully going to have more pictures and video later on today after I get the inside more cleaned up.